Meeting order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I have a motion to adopt the agenda.
I would make that motion.
Sharon makes a motion. Do I have a second?
A second, President.
Quinn, second. All in favor, show of hands. Motion carries. Citizen statements, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had no one request participation as per board policy BDDH.
Written communications.
I had no written communications either, other than to say we had some thank yous that went around. So for Janelle and also the board in our reading week. So very good.
Military update.
Good evening. I do have a few updates this evening. As I mentioned last month, we will have some changes at Fort Leonard Wood. Colonel Jeffrey Payne, our garrison commander, will be retiring at the end of June, and Colonel Polio will be our incoming garrison commander. Currently, we are planning a community-wide July 4th event, so please look for details on that as we come closer to the July 4th, as we would love to share that with our community. And as always, if you have teens that are looking for a summer job, we have multiple entities on Fort Leonard Wood who are hiring. You can find all the listed jobs on usajobs.com or just search Fort Leonard Wood or call 573-596-0118. I know that teens may not always be looking for a job, but I'm sure mom and dad are looking for a job for their teens. Not quite last but not least, on behalf of Fort Leonard Wood leadership and the entire Fort Leonard Wood community, I want to wish and extend our sincere congratulations to the class of 22. Whether you are moving on to higher education, serving your nation, or entering the job force, we know that every step you take will leave an impact on your family, your friends, and your community, just as you had done here. Also, on behalf of Fort Leonard Wood, we wish to extend our congratulations and best wishes to Dr. Henry on your retirement. We look forward to a great partnership with Ms. Bales and the team. And that is all I have, pending any of your questions. Go Tigers, Army strong.
I'll give you a plug. My son's a lifeguard on Fort Wood and loves it. So,
Excellent. See? I'll take that plug.
district announcements, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. President. Megan, I don't know, I may need a job here in the future. What all do we have?
Oh, we have everything.
Love to lifeguard with Colton or something like that. That'd be great. I'm sure he would love that too.
You can work at
Oh,
the
you gotta
golf
be able to
course.
swim? How about maybe the snack shack or something like that?
You'd probably be a real good
I'm a
representative.
top contender for that one. All right. I think I want to end this conversation and say welcome, Waynesville High School. Everybody in the back. Let's hear our Waynesville High School staff now. We got a big group up there. Coach Rawlings, could you lead them? Coach wanted to clap back there, and you all wouldn't do it but thank you all for everything that you do for our high school students. I know this is an extremely busy time of year, and we appreciate you taking time out to be here, and look forward to recognizing all of your employees tonight, as well as many of your students who are here this evening. Honors Night for seniors is scheduled for 7 p.m. Wednesday, May 18th in the Waynesville High School gym. Graduation will be held this Friday, May 20th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are required to attend in person. The Waynesville Career Center's video production class, led by Tim Wallace, will broadcast graduation live on Facebook, YouTube, and Channel 12 Tiger TV. Knocking on wood here, graduation is scheduled to be outside. However, in the event of inclement weather, graduation will be moved inside. The last day of school for students in grades K through 11 will be Friday, May 27th, and will be a half day of school. I want to invite everyone out to our Parker Educational Center open house to see our new preschool and community room on June 1st from 4:30 to 5:30. It should be great, and it's a wonderful facility. And also, summer school, I know that's what all the kids want to hear right now. Summer school will start June the 1st and go to June 29th.
Mr. President, Dr. Henry failed to mention one thing during the announcements, and I knew he would because he doesn't like the recognition, so I asked Mary Ann to print me one as well. Also, on June 1st, from 5:30 to 6:30, we will be having a retirement reception for Dr. Henry, so please stop by and congratulate him on his retirement, and I knew you were going to do that. And
Where are you going to have that?
it'll be following the Parker opening, directly following.
So it'll be in the Parker Parker
Educational.
Education Center.
Yes.
And Dr. Henry will be present.
And Dr. Henry will be present. Yes, we'll make sure of it.
He will be civil.
And he will be very civil at this point. Yes.
Very civil. Mary Ann, I'll see you at 7:30 tomorrow morning, okay? Thanks.
And you guys forgot. It's the man behind the camera's birthday today, Mr. Wallace. I wish I could do like Mike Rawlings and Matt Johnson with the whole illustrious Wallace deal, but happy birthday. We appreciate everything you do, and you guys do great work for your...
The hardest working man in show business. Thank
Tim.
you, Tim. Yeah.
Tim, is this where you asked me if Brian would sing to you?
Brian Vernon is right there. Yeah, he would love to sing. He's big on the public, singing stuff.
Well, we really need to focus tonight.
Yeah, I know.
I have a motion to approve consent agenda items A through K.
So moved.
Dr. Form makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Pondrum second. All in favor, show of hands. So no motion carries. All state speech and debate. Dr. Ekins.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to have several recognitions tonight, so thank you to the students and their families who joined us. First, we have our all-state speech and debate. Earlier in the spring, the speech and debate team participated in the Misha District 6 Speech and Debate Tournament, which was held at Eldon High School. 4 students scored second place or higher and advanced to the state tournament. The speech and debate team is coached by Mr. Patrick Brooks and Mrs. Kaylin Davis. So students, when I call your name, come up and you'll get your certificate, and then we will do a quick photo over here. And then after your photo, you are free to go. First, we have Mallory Goodwin for U.S. Extemporaneous Speaking. Second, we have Ariana Bowers for Original Oratory State Qualifier. Lucas Vore, Public Forum Debate State Qualifier. And Tony Harness, Public Forum Debate State Qualifier. We will get their certificates over to them.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ekins. Volleyball Academic All-State Awards. Coach Barkley.
Thank you. I am here to recognize our Academic All-State volleyball team members. In order to be Academic All-State, you must have a cumulative GPA of 3.6 or higher, and you must compete in at least 75% of all varsity matches. So you have to be a great student and you have to be a great athlete, and we have lots of them. So Madeline Dye, Kasari Garcia, Jayla Geddes, Mary Henry, Tessa Hibner, Tori McCall, and Olivia Seibert, who is not here today. So give these ladies another.
Congratulations again. Skills USA National Competition, Dr. Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Waynesville Career Center students participated in the State Skills USA competition that was held April 7th through 9th in Lynn, Missouri. The following students placed first in their categories and will participate in the National Skills USA competition that will be held June 20th through 24th in Atlanta, Georgia. Caitlin Zay, first place barbering. Arlen O'Connor, first place broadcast news. Lily Peace, first place broadcast news. Tessa Scott, first place broadcast news. Colin Simmental Brummett, first place broadcast news.
Congratulations. The DECA International Competition, Dr. Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier in the spring, Waynesville Career Center students participated in the state-level DECA competition. The following students qualified for the DECA International competition that was held in Atlanta, Georgia in April. Anthony Ascara, School-Based Enterprise. Lydia Choi, School-Based Enterprise. Tyrese Foster, Entrepreneurship, Team Decision Making. And Jason Roberts, Entrepreneurship, Team Decision Making.
Congratulations. Next, the East Citizenship Award, Mrs. Bills.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my honor and privilege to recognize Maverick Carrillo, a kindergarten student at East Elementary School. Maverick was in the restroom when a student began to choke, and he rushed to get assistance from an adult and helped to get the student assistance in the bathroom and make sure the Heimlich maneuver was maneuvered. And so we are so proud of Maverick. He is quite a handsome young man and a super bright future for him. And again, it is my honor to recognize you tonight, Maverick. Thank you for your assistance. All right. We'll recognize Alvin later, but we want to get a picture of them together because they're a tag team. They're a dynamic duo, yeah.
Waynesville High School Spotlight on Education, Dr. Witt.
not quite sure how to follow that. Ms. Smith, would you come forward, please? So with me this evening is Ms. Shauna Smith. She is going to present our awards from our Climate or Kindness team in regard to our classified and certified personnel this evening.
Hello. I am going to start with our classified personnel, and so if TJ Woodruff is here, if he could make his way up here. So TJ is a custodian at Waynesville High School. He is amazing. He takes pride in his work and makes certain that the rooms he covers are immaculate. The teachers who nominated TJ stated that he is personable, and he jumps in to help others when need, especially when the custodians are shorthanded. One teacher shared this specific example of TJ's work ethic and kindness. Where'd he go? Okay, he's back there. Just making sure. Just to give an example of how wonderfully TJ serves our high school, I recently was absent and my sofa was broken. I had asked TJ if he thought it was fixable or should I just dispose of it. He said he would look at it and let me know. When I came in the next day, he had fixed it. He went out of his way to help me, and I appreciate it so much. I can say that all of us on our floor who have the privilege of working with TJ appreciate him very much. So TJ Woodruff. Perfect. And next I'm going to do our certified employees, and we actually have two. Okay? So Trish Foster and Desiree Gentle, if you could come up here, please. Trish Foster and Desiree Gentle are both educators at Waynesville High School. These two ladies have given so much of themselves to WHS. In addition to their regular school duties, they have organized the student government and senior activities to include the senior trip. They created a magical evening for all students attending prom, made treats for teachers during Teacher Appreciation Week, helped prepare the seniors for graduation, and organized assemblies for staff and students. One teacher shared the following. They have put in many extra hours so that students are active in school and make memories that will last forever. Without them, our year certainly wouldn't have been as full of spirit. So, Trish Foster and Desiree Gentle.
Now a half step forward, and then we'll be exactly where I want it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Got it. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's also my pleasure tonight to recognize our collaborative team. Waynesville High School is proud to recognize our foreign language team tonight as a spotlight on education. Like most teams, our foreign language team is focused on student growth through consistent collaboration and talking about student needs. Often they give a pre-assessment where a student may know little to nothing in regard to the subject matter, and only by the end have the summative assessment reach over 90% of the students having proficient or advanced. This improvement shows that the foreign language team uses their instructional interventions to improve student outcomes. This team works together to plan, strategize, and support one another. I have been impressed with how they have communicated and shown support for others when a team member is absent or out of the building. When a student is struggling, teachers often come together to address student needs. This truly shows a caring for students. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present to you Waynesville High School's foreign language team. Members are consisting of Amaris Breton, John Binion, Melissa Jones, Olga McFadden, and Shannon Spray.
Okay, congratulations again to all the high school honorees. Fourth quarter project teach, Ms. Bills.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mike Freeman from the Ed Morris Ford St. Robert Automobile Dealership, sponsor of the Project Teach Award, will present this quarter's $100 award to Vanessa Mason, music teacher at Wood Elementary, for her project Bucket Beats.
Thank you, Mrs. Bales. And as Mrs. Mason, is she here this evening? Here she comes. So before we recognize Ms. Mason, I want to say a publicly appreciation to Dr. Henry. I've served with you on many, many committees and events outside of this school district, and you've done a phenomenal job representing the Waynesville School District, not only outside these doors, but with our military community on a state level and on a federal level. And it's educators, board members, great teachers, great staff that make a difference in a school district. So I applaud you and appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Mason, she is an elementary teacher at Wood Elementary, and she is in music. I am a lover of music, and I am a drummer. Yay. So this really caught my attention. Students will explore and create different rhythmic patterns through bucket drumming. As we build community through teamwork in our music classroom, bucket drumming promotes cooperation, patience, good listening skills. It also provides opportunities for students to express their emotions through music. Emotions with drums. Funds for this project will be used to purchase 5-gallon buckets and drumsticks. Well, I tell you, that beats the heck out of Mom's pots and pans at the house. I'll assure you that right now, because that's what I did. I beat her pans all to pieces. You know, you don't think of music as being something that creates education, but let me tell you what it promotes is teamwork. You take individuals that play an instrument, and they all have their own sound, they only have their own time and their own beat, but when you bring them together, as I've watched the music programs in the Waynesville School District and within our church, and you bring individuals with single talent, and you bring them together, and they learn to cooperate, they learn to work together to create a great team. So music is an excellent way, just like basketball, football, volleyball, would you recognize some of those individuals tonight, of creating great interaction and educating our students. So Miss Vanessa Mason, you are our fourth quarter already. The school is ending. Fourth quarter, teacher of the quarter for the Waynesville School District. Would you join me in recognizing her for the excellent job?
I will say something. I just want to say that my kids at Wood Elementary are amazing, and I cannot wait to get started with buckets with them next year. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations and thank you again, Mike. We appreciate all you guys do for us. Transportation Employee of the Month, Dr. Cobb.
Thank you, Mr. President. Carl wasn't able to be here tonight, so we have Aaron Tronstead, who will be our Director of Transportation next year, here to present the Employees of the Month.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to get this opportunity to speak on behalf of our department. We have a lot of amazing workers at our department, and due to some of the not so ideal situations we've had to work through, we've been able to accomplish our goals and get kids to and from school safely. So it takes a whole department to do that. Tonight I'd like to recognize our April Employee of the Month. She wasn't able to be with us this evening due to family circumstances. Her name is Sheila Blunt. She's been with us for almost 8 years. She's a bus aide at the transportation department. She's pretty much, you know, a great worker. She's one of those constants. She works with a special needs route. So you kind of build relationships with your students, you know, different circumstances. Some of them, you know, some of their needs they have and stuff like that. And she's adapted well. She's here every day. And she just does an amazing job. She's one of those, you can't really think of anything negative to say about her. She's just, you know, smiles, greets you every morning, and I just think she's amazing. I wish she would have been here to be able to accept this award. But Sheila Blunt will be our Employee of the Month for April. Could I get Alex Dubon, Bree Garcia, Tina Brown, and Shane Pattison to please come up here? I've worked for the Transportation Department for 13 years now. And right here is fine, whatever. I've got to know each one of them and their strengths. And going forward and being the future Director of Transportation, I believe that one person cannot make a department successful. It takes a strong core of employees that are supporting you, and you're looking at them right now. Shane Pattison, Bree, Alex, and Tina, they are what keeps our operation running smoothly. I've had the pleasure of working with each of these individuals in many challenging circumstances. I believe you cannot be in a successful leadership role without their strong support. They each have their own strengths and are an integral part of our department. When somebody would ask me to describe our office staff, some of the things I would say is miracle workers. We've had some situations this year that were kind of challenging, and with a smile and with everybody working together, they've made it happen, all in their, each in their departments and the things they do. I believe they're the foundation and the roots of our operation. You have your director that kind of heads it, but I think if you don't have that core there that spreads out, the knowledge and the, just what the drivers and aides are needing on a daily basis, it's hard to be successful. They are positive and they're consistent. At any time I can go in there and you get the same thing every day. Whether they're having a bad day or a good day, they're there to do the job. They're team players, and I would like to thank them for being a part of the Waynesville Transportation Team.
All right, I need you all to come forward, step off a step. Perfect.
Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame recognition, Mrs. Bells.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am recognizing Coach Pills tonight. Mr. Ace wishes that he could be here, but he has district championships somewhere else, so I will butcher through the sporty speak really quick and do my best. So, Coach Pills, you can come up here and correct me if I get something wrong. Chris Pills was recently inducted into the Missouri Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame, class of 2022. Pills was a men's basketball student athlete at UMSL from 1987 to 91, and also the head coach for the Tritons from 2003 to 2010. Pills was inducted into the UMSL Athletics Hall of Fame in 2002. Coach was a standout on the court for the Tritons. He was a second-team All-American in 1991 and graduated as the winningest men's basketball player in the program's history. He was a member of both the 1987 and 88 and 1990 and 91 teams that set the then school record of 22 wins. The 1987-88 team made the NCAA Division II tournament, and Pills was named the South Central Region MVP, and in addition holds several school records. As a head coach, Pills amassed an overall record of 411, 360 at the high school and collegiate levels. He has won 6 district titles and made 2 Elite 8 appearances at the high school level. He has coached 7 players who went on to play at the NCAA Division I and 1 who went on to play for the NBA. More importantly, Coach Pills has proved his ability to connect with students and motivate them to work hard and push beyond their comfort zone. His dedication to his kids and the Waynesville program are appreciated, and we congratulate Coach on his much-deserved induction into the MBCA. Congratulations, Coach Pills.
Congratulations, Coach. Staff recognition, Ms. Bills.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. So, for those of you that know me, you know that I love myself some Alvin Brown. I had the opportunity to work with him when I was principal at East Elementary, and we have maintained close over all of these years. And so, those of you that know Alvin, it's no surprise to you that, of course, he rushed when a student was in need and needed help. And so, now I will reference him as a Maverick's dynamic duo, but he is the second part of this amazing story in our school, East Elementary. Maverick got Alvin, who then came to the restroom and gave the Heimlich to the student who was choking on the piece of candy, and the student is doing well and fine, didn't even miss an hour or minute of school. So we appreciate you, Alvin, so much. Please come up here and let us recognize.
Community recognition, Ms. Bills.
Thank you. I'm loving all these recognitions tonight. This is like every board meeting should be this way. Is Kelly here? Yeah, I see her. Come on up here. So the USO of Missouri at Fort Leonard Wood celebrated the month of the military child by delivering over 6,000 cups of ice cream to students and teachers throughout our district. Culver's assisted the USO with this recognition, but Kelly really organized everything, and we just wanted to recognize her and thank her for her efforts. It was a big, huge success, and the kids loved it. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, we'd love that.
Okay, we'll move to discussion items, capital projects, and construction updates. Dr. Cobb.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right, so Parker Educational Center is pretty well wrapped up. It's about 99% done. We have just a few little items to come in. This first picture right here is a side of build I want to show. Is we will have the sign up there that says Parker Educational kind of up on that stucco part above there, as well as you can kind of see the front of the building. That all we're kind of lacking right there is maintenance is finishing up the black vinyl fence that goes across there. This is just kind of a close-up of what the playground does look like. It is very nice. I encourage everybody to go down there and look. You can kind of see all the different, I won't even try to say what they are, but it's what the little kids enjoy. There's three different kind of views as you're walking in. The first one there, just kind of as you're walking the front door, you kind of see the little clips. A whiteboard will go right there. Not a whiteboard, excuse me. A board will go right there. A bulletin board will go right there as they're coming in. And then you can just kind of see the variations of the hallway that goes down there, as well as the last picture is right there where the secretary will be sitting. This is what the boardroom looks like with the petition going across there. You kind of see everything is pretty well wrapped up. All soundboards are in there. And we just have a bunch of different various angles. That's kind of where the cameras, and you kind of see the projectors that are sitting up there will be there, and then just kind of the other side of what the room looks like. Up on the stage, you kind of see where we have a little bit of stained wood there, as well as your different views looking on from kind of both sides. I know that kind of throws you off looking out there, but on both sides of the room up there, they've got TVs on both sides. You're able to kind of see the agendas and the presentations that are going on. As well as you can kind of see that back room. This is the first picture kind of goes there. That's what goes down to the executive room, and that's kind of the picture of that little stairwell there as you get ready to go downstairs. And then on the other side, as you can see where there's a bathroom right there, and then just the doors that exit out to go right there to the edge of the playground as well. As you get into classrooms, they are all ready to go. As you got the cubbies that are there, all we are waiting on the Cleverboard touchscreens to be put up, and then furniture that is here in the process of getting put together. There's some additional pictures of what the storage room looks like, as well as right outside the bathroom area that's in the classroom. Are there any questions on Parker Educational Center at all? Okay. As we more kind of update on the storage and IT building, you can see that they have got some iron that is up. They're continuously going with this. They've got, like I said, I've been really excited about the work that these guys have been doing. They've not missed a beat, whether with all the rain and things that we've gotten, as they've been there about every single day showing up. This is kind of the front view, is where you'd see there'll be a loading dock there to your right side. You can kind of see the retaining wall that'll go in there, but they're making great progress on this. And then as we get to the second phase of transportation on the inside, they're getting the plumbing set in. They've got the walls poured, and they've shed those strips since then now, and they're beginning to get the dirt work and rock filled on the inside to get ready to pour the floors in there as well. This is what it currently looks like on the inside. It's been interesting. They've done a great job working around our transportation for them getting buses and things in. So they've got some of the air conditioning ducts run, some wiring going. You can see the supplies they've got there. So they're really getting everything ready to go to when school gets out. They can hit the inside of this really hard. Are there any other questions on the transportation or storage? As well as we've got the softball field has begun. They've actually got the concrete set up, ready to start being poured in this week. They'll have the drainage all put in, as looking as the turf for that will show up next week is what they're looking for. And then just to kind of catch up is what we're looking at for next year. Some things that we've got going is we'll have some carpet that'll be going in Partridge, as well as painting some new cafeteria tables at Wood, as well as this July, we'll be getting shut down and getting an electrical upgrade as similar to what Thayer did last year, as well as looking to replace some carpet in the lecture hall of the high school. This is what the football sign will look like outside the stadium that's been faded, and kind of we'll have a new sign that we put up there as well on the visitor side. That bottom one, we have it's kind of orange metal going across, and now it's kind of faded, looking old, that this will replace and go over top of that as well. Those will all be coming in July. And then we're looking at the FEMA shelter. It will get started about mid-August is when they're beginning to break ground on that, as well as we'll be continuing our talks with the renovation of PIC, as well as jumping back into the conversations with the security way and walkway at the high school. We have a couple parking lots at Thayer and East that will be getting redone, as well as parts of the high school roof, and looking to purchase new SUVs for transportation and the staff. Are there any questions on that you'd have? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cobb. Professional development report, Dr. Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight I'm going to provide a brief update on professional development. So our professional development plan, we refer to our CSIP when we're planning those sessions to make sure that our work that we do with professional development aligns with our goals. So one strategy we have is guaranteed and viable curriculum in our CSIP, and that's that learners across the school community will be engaged in quality learning experiences that are aligned with state and district expectations. So we want to make sure that our teachers have the training and support to be able to implement those various curriculum areas. And then also collaborative learning environment as a priority for us. Instructional staff will engage in professional collaboration structures in order to ensure implementation of effective instructional practices that support student learning. Every Wednesday we have late start. Teachers collaborate around student learning. That is a form of professional development that happens weekly in our district. So our professional development calendar this year, we had our back to school week, and that is where we started off with convocation, and then the buildings had their building meetings, and then we had training that was specific to the needs of our buildings. So there were some things that were specific to the needs of the district, and then others were those building level BSIP aligned activities. As we moved further in October, they had an opportunity for BSIP aligned training, and in November we had a focus with some PLC trainings with our professional learning communities training and more BSIP aligned training. In January, we listened to our teachers who said they have so much going on and could we look at flipped PD? And then give them time when the kids aren't here to do some work in their rooms. So our instructional coaches developed professional development around instructional strategies. Teachers had 3 weeks to watch a brief video, read through some things on an instructional strategy they were interested in, and then submitted information back to their building principals when they could actually come in and see them using that strategy with their students. And in exchange, on that Friday afternoon, they had an opportunity to work on in their rooms on whatever it was that they needed to work on. That was very well liked by our teachers. We had a lot of good feedback on that, so that is something we will try to build in some spots next year where we can give them opportunities to do some PD on their own time and have some time to work in the room. In the upcoming year, we will have a DODEA grant around math instruction that will be coming on board. So we will be doing training with our elementary teachers around math, and actually the writers of our Go Math program, one of the main writers is one of the folks that'll be working with them, and then our secondary math teachers will have opportunity for some math training this summer and then going on throughout the year as well. A focus on effective instructional strategies and continuing with our professional collaboration. We do have a professional development committee at the district level, which has representatives from each building. They review and provide input on our PD activities, as well as they work quite a bit with our new teacher program. And they also help facilitate our Teacher of the Year process. And then our building level professional development committees facilitate the PD request process within their buildings and then work with that new teacher and mentor process. We do have a new teacher program. We are doing some revisions in this for this new year, but we do support our first and second year teachers as they come into the field of teaching, or for those that are just new to Waynesville, to make sure that they have the support that they need. And Missouri requires new teachers complete a new program as part of the credentialing process, and our program exceeds those expectations, so they're able to do that with us and don't have to go out and do that elsewhere. And now I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Bales. Before I do that, are there any questions about professional development? Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Bales for our SOS program.
Thank you, Dr. Atkins. Just a reminder to the board, SOS was the program that took place after the state got rid of the old career ladder. And so the district stepped up and put money towards academic tutoring after school and supporting our students. So I'm just going to do a general review of the SOS program, and then of course I'd be happy to answer any questions. Just a reminder of the goals of SOS is to support student academics and behavior improvement, and then compensate teachers for work beyond the school day that support student success. And so it is direct contact with students that teachers receive credit for. They submit their plans to my office by August 31st. I review those plans, and then between the principals and I, we monitor those plans on an ongoing basis to ensure that teachers are meeting the appropriate teacher-to-student ratios and are engaging in SOS-approved activities. To be eligible, we changed this several years ago upon board request. We had an ad hoc committee get together and really review our SOS program. And so we did make a few changes. Teachers with the appropriate certification in the areas of employment, SLP assistants, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and athletic trainers are all eligible to participate in SOS. Administrators are not eligible to participate in SOS. And then they do have to have a signed verification by their PTE evaluator on the application form and not have any performance improvement plans or notice of deficiencies in place to be eligible for the program. This is just a yearly total of what the district has spent on SOS and the amount of individuals that have participated. This year, we are paying $37.50. The board approved that at the end of last year, and we have 84 participants in SOS this school year as of November 2021. And just a reminder to the board, you used to get paid if you hit 25 hours or 50 hours. So if you said, I'm going to do 50 hours, but you got 48, you'd only get paid for the 25. So one of the great changes that we made a couple years ago is that you get paid for the hours worked. So if you worked 27.5 hours, you get paid for 27.5 hours. If you meet the max, which is 50 hours, you get paid for the 50 hours, and the teachers and staff really appreciated that change. In addition, we used to have SOS handbook, and a few years ago for just to make it easier for our employees, we embedded that in the certificated handbook because they could, just keeping track of all the different handbooks and things. We wanted to streamline that for employees, and so we made that change as well. In addition, we used to only allow third-year teachers and beyond to participate in SOS, and a few years ago, again, the board approved that first-year teachers could also participate in SOS, which has been widely received well. And that is the update I have for you this evening regarding SOS, but again, I'd be happy to answer any questions. All right, thank you.
Mrs. Bell, the participation of the SOS for the students is concerned, is that growing this year?
I'm sorry, Mr. Quinn, I didn't hear all that question.
With the SOS program as far as student participation, has that grown any since last year?
I could not speak to overall student participation. I think the ratios help, and this is in addition to our after-school programming, but I can look that up. We can run those numbers through our YES system because they are required to log who participated and how frequently.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, I'll get that to you.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you, Ms. Bills. MSBA policy update, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. President. You have in front of you the first reading for a recent batch of MSBA policy. You'll notice predominantly the two big issues are based on actually last year's statutory changes in lactation support and seclusion and restraint. So let us know if you have any questions on that. There are also two forms in there we're asking for approval as well.
Any comments or questions? Thank you, Dr. Henry. Textbook proposals, Dr. Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tonight I have textbook proposals for high school earth and space science, career embedded medicine and health, advanced placement biology, and then for Spanish, French, and German at both the middle school and high school levels. These are presented as discussion items tonight and will be brought for approval at our June meeting.
Okay. We'll move to action items. Action item A, MOCAT adoption. Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. Administration requests a motion to adopt MOCAT as an additional investment opportunity for the Waynesville R6 School District.
Any comments or questions? And are you making the motion?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Form makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Harn, second. All in favor, show of hands. 7-0, motion carries. Project graduation donation, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. President. This has become a yearly request to the board, and this year, of course, Dr. Witt taking over, we appreciate him picking this up and kind of shouldering the responsibility to make sure we provide some project graduation opportunity for our kids, which is a drug and alcohol-free evening after graduation with games and prizes. And this year, as has become standard, we're requesting that the board approve an amount of $4,000 to go towards project graduation.
Any comments or questions? Do I have a motion?
Make that motion.
Ms. Quinn makes a motion. Do I have a second? Ms. Rouse, second. All in favor, show of hands. 7-0, motion carries. Salary recommendation, Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have the salary recommendation before you. As I sent an informational update for you, fortunately, the legislature did something that was very beneficial for us. There really wasn't anything, there wasn't much sharpening of the pencil you can do. The numbers are kind of the numbers unless something changes in revenue. I also appreciate Dr. Fulmer. We met the Monday after the Friday approval of the budget, and he asked how much was going to go into that transportation, and we did some digging and ran some projections. And fortunately, for 1 year, one fiscal year, the state is going to fully fund transportation, and that's going to result in an increase in revenues for the district, for all districts across the state. So obviously, as promised during our last meeting, if we have additional revenues, obviously we want to put it towards, teacher salary in the classroom. So we were able to do that. So that has changed from 1 to 1.5% as far as the increase in the salary number, 0.5% on classified. And there's also several, if you'll recall from last month's presentation, we had several individual areas in classified salary that we need to work on to move ourselves up to number 1. And I believe we will have that with both the increase in hourly schedule and the increase in hourly pay in those categories. We should be at 1 in our classified comparison across the board. So be happy to answer any questions you might have, but I would recommend those salary increases for the upcoming year.
Comments or questions? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Mr. Harns makes a motion. Do I have a second? Dr. Fulmer, second. All in favor, show of hands. All in favor? Motion carries. Closed session, closed record, closed vote is allowed by RSMO 610.021, Section 3, hiring, firing, and discipline or promotion of employees, and Section 13, individual personnel records, performance ratings. Do I have a motion to enter into closed session?
I'll make that motion.
Bonner makes a motion. Quinn, second. Roll call vote, please.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are in closed.